Hey, what's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode. As we get into the nitty gritty, everything so saucy on a lovely Wednesday night as I'm covering AEW Dynamite, which was on all cylinders when you had a phenomenal, great show. With things picking into high gear when we had Tony Khan being involved on the actual on screen story, and it was something that we did not truly expect. But things really picked up as we had Jack Perry and Elite pretty much dismantled Tony Khan in the most funny way because the way how Tony took the bumps and everything like that. But things really took a twist and turns as they ended up hitting the Melson driver to pretty much put him out of commission. As well, we ended up having a first time appearance of seeing Tony Khan's dad being involved as well when during the closing of the show, and it was something that you truly didn't expect to see. But things are look like the feud is continue to get more red hot as we see how things eventually just changed up when it came to the elite. The elite pretty much was basically just going into their own when it come to doing their own revolting when it comes to things and basically taking over in their own type of way, similar to NWO or Bullet Club style, which I'm looking forward to seeing how this transpire when it comes to long-term booking. Tonight's show was red hot as we had John Moxley defending the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship against Big Powerhouse Hobbs as the Bullet Club Globe continue to have their outstanding issues when it comes to the Don Callis family after Will Ospreay had picked up the victory over Bryan Danielson. So I look forward to seeing how things continue to transpire or as the weeks continue to be pushed when it comes to those two factions going at it after everything broke down from Dynasty this past Sunday. Then we also have a follow-up with all the winners of as well from this following Sunday who were involved in tonight. We end up having Swerve Strickland taking on Kyle Fletcher in a title eliminator, which was a decent match. As well, we had appearance from the TBS Women's Champion Willow Nightingale having a celebration and also setting up her sights against Mercedes Moné when it comes to Double or Nothing in Las Vegas. Speaking of other situations, we as well had the new FTW champion, Chris Jericho. He was in our house as well to make his appearance. As well as we have this outstanding feud when it comes to Chuck Taylor, who basically has to make a decision if he's going to go with Trent Beretta or Orange Cassidy as the best friends continue to go through this split feud as things continue to transpire each and every single week. As well as we had appearance from the Young Bucks as they were the new AEW Tag Team Champions who were basically looking to align themselves with the old scapegoat as Jack Perry continues to build more heat each and every single week and becoming that cornerstone when it comes to whatever they're doing directly with the Elite. When it comes to Okada, I feel like he's kind of like just in that mix of things. I would love to see Okada kind of branch out and do his own thing, but he's involved as well when it comes to Elite. But since things really broke down after they pretty much took out Tony Khan, I'm looking to see who's going to be Team AEW to basically step up and help Tony Khan when it came to everything that initially happened this following evening. Also on the card, we end up having women's singles action. We had Anna Jay taking on Stardom's Mina Shirakawa, which that was a decent match back and forth. But Anna Jay is trying to get in her own and trying to find her groove. And so much more ended up happening tonight on Dynamite as they initially were in the home, AEW's home turf when it comes to Jacksonville, Florida, as they were at the Daily Place. And you know, when it comes to that, a lot of people will make memories when it comes to everything that initially happens over there in Jacksonville. But then let's go ahead and get into the AEW Dynamite results of everything that initially broke down. And I appreciate you guys coming through. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you be always notified when something is transpiring when it comes to my videos on my direct channel. But all love, I appreciate you guys as we continue to push towards 1,000 subscribers. As we're currently at 860, which is an amazing feat. As well as I'm giving a giveaway if we hit towards 1,000 before the 30th, I will be giving away two W2K24s. I'm looking to basically show my love and respect and basically get you guys out there to be able to play the game for those who still haven't been able to play. But let's go ahead and keep that pushing and keep things moving along. But let's go ahead and get into the start of AEW Dynamite, as things was red hot, as we ended up having a rival of the Elite, which was the scapegoat Jack Perry, along with security, tries to bar him from the arena, but the Bucks throw their weight around and basically let Jack Perry in the building as things kicked into high gear. As well as we end up having Orange Cassidy making his entrance, and Trent Brea throw him in the entrance and kicked him down the stairs, and pretty much a brawl initially broke out when it came to everything that initially happened in that entrance. And then Trent gets him in the ring and calls Chuck Taylor out and starts by apologizing for not doing this a long time ago. And he basically said he's sorry that he spent 5 years hugging their narcissistic prick, and he was supposed to be the mascot, but he took over and he doesn't care, and he isn't a friend. Then he asked Taylor to give him the people what they really want, but Chuck attacks him and says he always knew what Trent was a piece of shit, and says that that they won't be clear for him in the match in the ring, but he doesn't want to fight Beretta in the ring. He wants to fight him in a damn parking lot. So I look forward to seeing how it initially breaks down as best friends continue to have their initial mix issues, and things continue to be underwhelming when it comes to how things are breaking down. But if this parking lot brawl is going to be something nice, it most likely will happen at Double or Nothing, because they need a big stage to pretty much squash it and pretty much move on from there. Then we got John Moxley cutting a promo, and he calls Powerhouse Hobbs a truck of a man who hits like 1-2, and he accolades aware that what's at stake tonight, and tonight's going to suck. It's going to be a walk through hell, a march through mud and fire, and there's nowhere he'd rather be. Then he says he doesn't play golf, but man, this is pro wrestling, the king of sports. And tonight he reminds the world that he's just who he is. In case they forgot, when the oxygen is pulled out of Powerhouse's lungs, they're going to feel it from Jacksonville to Tokyo. And that was a decent, smooth transitional promo that he delivered. And then he's always know how to do a heartfelt promo. I really enjoyed this promo. It was more than you can ask for when it comes to Moxley, but he knows how to pull the strings and kind of got that little Jake the Snake Roberts feel when it comes to actually hitting those promos, but in a modern era. And I'll continue to love that each and every single week. And I look forward to seeing him hit off more with the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship challenges over the time being. I know currently right now he's on a handshake deal when it comes to the IWGP, but hopefully he'll work something out where it'll be a little bit more long term and he'll be involved and represent the IWGP in great fashion. Then we got the next follow match is Kyle Fletcher versus Shane Swerve Strickland, which I was kind of disappointed because I wanted Swerve to have his celebration as well. This is a big accomplishment of being the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. But they had all the other champions having their little celebrations tonight, and I feel like this is a big letdown as they got him straight right away to defending the champion, getting into matches after he had a great match with Samoa Joe, who was a hard competitor, and he did his thing when it came to Dynasty to making history as being the first Black African American. And I congratulate you, my brother, for accomplishing that, and you pretty much own that when it comes to that. You deserve it in the most high gratitude way. But this match pretty much was pretty decent. Couldn't ask for anything better. A lot of transitional moves. I really enjoyed this match. Couldn't ask for anything better. Swerve really was into his own. Kyle Fletcher, somebody you definitely don't want to sleep on when it comes to this match. And it was great when it came to all the action that pretty much transpired. The ending of this match happened when Shane Strickland ended up hitting the house call and pretty much sitting everything to rest with the 1, 2, 3. But I'll look forward to seeing these two men mix up again. I would love to see them go at it again. Kyle is somebody who you know who can go toe to toe when it comes to Swerve. And Swerve pretty much just has been delivering a performance left and right. But I look forward to seeing who his challenger is going to be assigned to when it comes to Double or Nothing. But I look for him to keep the title for a long term, regardless how he keeps it, even if it's by hook by crook, or even if it's him by being a standing fighting champion. I'll be fine with any direction he goes, but as being kind of like the anti-hero, which everybody's enjoying right now when it comes to Swerve. Then we go to a backstage interview with Renee Paquette. It's interviewing Thunder Rosa, who's backstage. She says she can't complain, but she was really proud of what she had accomplished. And Diana rose up, bickering with her, and shoving match breaks out, and the security breaks them up, and then they initially go into break. But as we see, the feud continues to be pushed on when it comes to Diana and Thunder Rosa, as this initially probably eventually over time is going to be another triple threat match when it comes to Toni Storm. Or Toni Storm's going to try to implement something to have it where one of those two ladies will have to fight it out to crown a number one contender for Double or Nothing. But Double or Nothing looks promising, as I most likely probably will bet my odds on it, as there's going to be a triple threat match. And we know what they're going to deliver in the most fashion and best way possible. I look forward to seeing where things continue to transpire when it comes to these ladies. These ladies have been doing a great job each and every single week. And I would love to see them actually have qualifiers for other people being involved. As we have so many people who are initially making their return sometime between Double or Nothing, including we got Britt Baker returning. As well, we have Camille, who was originally in NWA, will eventually be implemented into the women's division. As well, we will be having returning Jamie Hayter from injury, which I look forward to seeing how she are able to mix it up with the ladies as well. The other lady, Saraya, felt like she's been taking a back seat after the storyline she had when it came to Ruby Soho. But I look for her to pretty much get pushed back into the limelight of getting a division either in the TBS or either the AEW championship as well for the women's division. Then we come back from the commercial break and we got a video package recapping of Bryan Danielson and Will Ospreay at Dynasty. This match truly did deliver everything that you really thought was going to be on the card. I can say from my own personal opinion, I felt like this was the match of the year, 100%. It delivered full taste, it had full technical wrestling all across the board, and they pretty much sold it when it came to the ending. If you have not watched it, I highly recommend you to catch this match. Even if you're live streaming it, or even if you basically repay it with the replay on pay-per-view or on any of the subscriptions that they have available. But I can say firsthand, when they figure out this whole situation that's going to initially break down when Bryan Danielson come back as they're doing the kayfabe storyline of him being injured, I know they're going to mix it up again. I look forward to seeing what they're going to do the next following time they mix it up for part 2. Then we get things underway for the next following match was Anna Jay versus Mina Shirakawa. She's basically from Stardom. Couldn't ask for anything better, as these ladies put on a decent showcase as well. Anna Jay was pretty much hanging in there much as she could, but Mina pretty much controlled majority of the match as things went to the nitty gritty. But things initially broke down as she ended up losing the match, as pretty much as Anna Jay ended up losing the match again, as Mina picked up the pinfall with the Glamorous Collection. Then things initially broke down when it came to the post-match, when Mariah May came down to the ring with a champagne, but Anna Jay poops the party and pretty much chokes May out with the Clean Slayer until Toni Storm makes the save. Then Serena Deeb comes out and she picks Tony Carter's shoe and throws him aside before sitting down on the stage next to the title belt and promises the next time she touches the belt, it'll be belonging to her. I really miss Serena Deeb as well, because she's been kind of like taking a back seat. And I would love to see her and Deonna Purrazzo mix it up, as that will be a true technical wrestling match to smooth things out. Serena Deeb, she is a true empire, a true legend when it comes down to her WWE days. You knew she can go. even in AEW when she got injured and she decided to come back and still doing great things, but she's still getting a nice hot streak as she's been undefeated in 2024. But we literally will see how things progress. There's so many ladies looking to step up to become the AEW Women's Champion. But so many returns initially are going to be happening too. And I look forward to seeing how things initially break down from there. Then we come back from a commercial break. And then Stokely Hathaway is along with Chris Statlander in the ring. And they're doing a championship celebration for Willow Nightingale. Stokely asks Jacksonville if they are ready to party. And says they got Caprice Coleman on commentary, and he tosses it to Chris, who said they are here to give Nightingale her flowers in the form of a poem. That's Hathaway correctly described as 2 pounds of ass before introducing Willow Nightingale. Caprice treated us to his vocal component of Willow's music live on his headset, which is a kind of nice little transition, which I enjoyed. When it came to everything, it wasn't too overbearing, but it was pretty chill. Then Stokely admitted that he didn't like Willow initially, but she returned the feeling and says she earned that title, and they're both basically proud of her. And she says she's proud of them too for basically having her back as things continue to transpire towards the near future. She said because tonight in Jacksonville is the very place when the spring 2022 she was in the front row trying to catch her break, which is true. Then in 2022, she was in the ring, and when she got signed, now she's standing here not as a rookie, but the face of TBS, which is an amazing accomplishment for my own hot take. Then, of course, before she even finished her sentence, Mercedes comes out, dressed like some lovely thing in the sky when it comes to her having this nice little owl look from other people have been kind of trending on X. And then, of course, things proceeded as they continue to have a nice talk as Willow tells her to get it over with. Mercedes has just basically interfered for the 4th time. And then Mercedes proceeded to say she was just there to congratulate her and to remind her to enjoy it while it lasts because she's winning the title at Double or Nothing. Also, she wants to know if Willow is the person that attacked her, and then they all bickering about it. Stokely cuts the knife, and of course he interjected himself, which was funny as he kept being the instigator when it came to everything that initially broke down. And of course, Mercedes proceeded to ask, was Chris involved? And then, of course, Chris said, "Are you sure it wasn't yourself that pretty much took yourself out?" But initially, they had to stare down. And the championship was raised, and things initially broke down from the promo. As well as I quote, Willow said she wanted to get that asterisk off of her as she is the TBS champion, and that she wanted to beat Mercedes at 100% to prove all the doubters wrong. So I truly look forward to seeing how things initially break down, as after Mercedes was just about to leave, Chris grabbed Mercedes' arm. But then Mercedes ended up slapping Willow Nightingale because she thought that Chris had done it. But then, of course, Stokely and then Bryce Ramenher, the referee, had broke them apart, separated them, as that pretty much ended that initial segment. Then Alex Mares definitely asks each member of the Elite to turn if is Jack Perry reinstated. And Matthew Jackson tells him that Toni has agreed to meet with Jack Perry in the ring for tonight. Then we get a recap of Jack Perry's run-in from New Japan for the last few months, as well as the initial thing that broke down over at AEW Dynasty with the ladder match. Then we get ready for a lovely match when it comes to the AEW International Championship #1 Contenders Casino Gauntlet match. We had Dante Martin, Jay Lethal, Switchblade Jay Wright, Komander, Kyle O'Reilly, Lance Archer, Penta El Zero, and Will Ospreay. All these players were on the field, and you knew you was going to get your money's worth when it came to the square circle. I really thought this match was impactful. I enjoyed everybody getting their prime spots, including off the rope spots and getting their signatures in. And you truly was going to enjoy it as saying this was awesome when it came to everybody being involved. I feel like I want to see a little bit more of Jay Lethal, who has been taking a back seat in catering lately. But I don't know if he's dabbing in Ring of Honor because I have not been checking up on Ring of Honor. Same when it comes to the big man Lance Archer. I'd like to see him be back in the forefront as being that dominant monster, as pretty much they're already having Christian and the coalition and the patriarchy taking a back seat when it comes to everything. But we initially will see how things initially broke down as this match went down to the wire. They had a couple of breaks in between. Everybody was able to get off of decent moves. Will Ospreay was able to get off a decent offense as he was able to hit that lovely shooting star press and then hit the hidden blade pretty much for the victory after Komander tried to hit it and got caught off guard. And now initially Will Ospreay now is the number one contender for AEW International Championship. Then the post-match, Undisputed Kingdom comes out to the ring, square up with Ospreay, and they pretty much go to break. But we'll see how things are going to fold. Roderick Strong and as well as Will Ospreay, those boys can go. I can 100% put a full stamp on it that it's going to be a decent match. Roderick Strong is the best shape he's ever been. And of course, Will Ospreay is the greatest wrestler of all time, period. But we shall see how things initially go when they square off. But I know this title match is going to be decent if it's going to transpire either on a Dynamite or it's going to take place directly at Double or Nothing. Then we come back from a commercial break. Chris Jericho makes his entrance. He gets on a mic and then starts talking about being the FTW champion. It says from now on, the FTW stands for the world because it's all of us. And he claims Terry Funk passed the torch to him and he put Hook over and says that his only flaw is that he needs to take a lesson from him and get rid of all the dead weight around him like Taz and Shibata and the clowns around him. Most importantly, listen when he tells you to stay down. He claims Hook's forced his hand and he hit him over the head with a baseball bat, which that was something that you didn't expect, but it was decent. And he kept talking about how excited he was for all of us. And then all of a sudden, enter Big Bill Morrissey. Now it looked like he's going on a solo run temporarily for a moment. And he says that he was in the back listening, and he says he's only has one thing to say. He needs guidance of a learning tree. And everybody knows Jericho is sacred when it comes to professional wrestling. He knows everyone is lining up to sit under the learning tree, but he knows in his heart that it is very well the best fit for him. Then Chris Jericho proceeded says that he's been watching him for a long time, and he is one of the reasons he is in the AEW. And he's keeping an eye on him to see what he says is really true. Big Bill tells him to watch him as things initially ended directly from there. But I look forward to seeing how Big Bill mixes up as being a big bodyguard style for Chris Jericho. Looks like he's taking a backseat from our main man when it comes to Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks, I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know if he's still down with the injury or he's contemplating on redoing his contract and maybe be taking his talents to WWE. A lot of people were contemplating when it comes to a lot of talent that aren't happy when it comes to how things are basically breaking down. But here's my advice to Tony Khan. Let them go if they don't want to be there. You have so many other talent that's there who are hungry and need something to do. So let dabs in between different promotions of Ring of Honor and AEW, or if you want to bring other stars in as well, you have the money to do so. But do so to make it officially feel like it's a new era when it comes to AEW and focus on your product the right way 100%. We want to see this every single talent flourish, and we like to see more people have somewhere to continue to feed their family and provide the best talent, not only just outside of WWE, but as well as AEW, NWA, MLW, and so many more, including Impact Wrestling, which I have been catching up on. But I really want to see what they're going to be cooking up as things continue to progress in the right direction. Last year's Double or Nothing felt like it was a big letdown in so many ways, and it felt flat. But this time around, hopefully they get it right, and they just not just trying to fill it in so they get ready for All In. But I wanted Double or Nothing to feel like an important piece, like it was when it first originally was debuted, when AEW was born. Then we get to a backstage interview with Renee Paquette interviewing Will Ospreay, Don Callis, and Kyle Fletcher backstage. Callis puts Will over, but he said he wished he would have hit the Tiger Driver. And Ospreay says he doesn't want to do it after he hit Danielson like the way he did at Dynasty. Don says he shouldn't care about how many broken necks Danielson has had. Kyle Fletcher tries to speak up for Will in defense, and he won the match, but Callis tells him he shouldn't talk about winning matches given his loss tonight. Then Don irradiates that and says Roderick Strong has a broken neck, and if he needs to break it again to win the title, he should do that, and they initially go into commercial break. As Don Callis continues to push his motive as when it comes to he wants his talent to have a championship, but at the same time, what's going on with the Don Callis family? Are we having a little bit of tensions there, or things initially are breaking down when it comes to everything that's has been going on? But I'd like to know more, and you guys post your comments down below when it comes to everything initially that have been happening throughout Dynamite. What was your favorite segment, and what would you like to see happen in the near future when it comes to talent? Then we come back from commercial break, and then we get ready for the big match of the night, which is Jon Moxley, the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, taking on big Powerhouse Hobbs. They started off fairly with a lot of corner, a lot of punches, straight to the point, a lot of power moves from Will Hobbs as well, as this match was pretty fun and pretty decent, as Ospreay pretty much controlled, not Ospreay, but Powerhouse Hobbs pretty much controlled majority of this match, and you knew it was going to be a hard stopper from there. But things initially broke down after Jon Moxley took advantage of this match and put things to rest after referee stoppage, after Jon Moxley was able to get the sleeper hold on and was able to retain the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. Then after the post-match, we had Koneska Tateska, who came out to the stage wearing his normal outfit, making a challenge to the IW World Heavyweight Championship. I look forward to seeing how those two boys can go. We know Tateska has been the MVP when it came to doing his thing when it comes to matches lately, and I look forward to seeing more of Tateska as they're figuring out what to do with him. And honestly, I would love to see Tateska make his way to IWGP and become that cornerstone. But Jon Moxley's doing a phenomenal job right now as being on top of his game, and he's basically showing by example of handling business. Then we switch gears as the commentary team hypes up next week, which shows us for us, and pretty much everything initially breaking down. Then we have an interview from Renee Paquette, who interviews Katsuyori Shibata, and pretty much he uses his translation voice box. He says he's going to challenge Chris Jericho to an FTW championship in Manitoba next week, and he's going to tear the learning tree down, and he's finishing by complimenting her top, which was kind of funny. And he's flirting at the same time, but also being delivering when it comes to being serious, and you know that Shibata can go when it comes to that match. But he's going to have a tough task with Chris Jericho if Chris Jericho does accept this challenge. But of course, Big Bill's going to be in the limelight of pretty much doing some kind of outside interference and assisting Jericho as he continues to be improving and continue to be a big force when it comes to AEW carrying the FTW championship. Tony Schiavone's in the ring and he introduces the scapegoat Jack Perry, who comes down with no inches music. Jack says today has been one of the best days of his life, but now he has business to handle. Right here, he's face to face, and he called out Tony Khan. Tony Khan comes out, and with no fanfare, no interest music, he's smiling, nodding as usual, being his normal self, gully self. And Jack said it's been a long road, and in 5 years since the first Double or Nothing, AEW has changed the world. It's no secret that they had their ups and downs, but haven't always seen eye to eye. But he wants to say that now, from the bottom of his heart, the only thing he ever wanted is what's best for AEW, which is true. I know he's passionate about AEW and he wants to continue to see AEW thrive. I know a lot of people don't like that when it comes to him going with the whole Crimea River and like that, but I think they're slowly making that pace of moving away from the whole CM Punk situation or the thing that happened at Brawl Out, and basically putting the focus back on AEW with the way it should be. But they need to find a new direction when it comes to storylines and renovation, and basically reinventing themselves to keep the fans involved, as well as getting the live attendance up, as well as getting the viewerships up. So it doesn't right now. But right now, I feel like everything is truly just flatline when it comes to everything that's pretty much happening. Then Toni claps about the whole situation and puts his hand to his heart at this, and Jack asks him to please shake his hand to reinstate him and go on to change the world together. Khan gives him a thumbs up and shakes his hand and embraces him with a hug, with like an easy peasy simple thing, like he's all cool with it. Perry leans in to brace him and looks at the camera with a smile on his face. He raises Tony Khan's hand. Tony Khan smiles and points, and then Jack Perry punches Tony Khan, which is the funniest flop style, like Tony Khan got shot by a gun or something when it came to that initial hit. And then the Bucks and Okada rush down to check on Tony Khan, and the Bucks grab his hand like they were going to do the EVP trigger before letting go. Okada gives him a thumbs up and points at the Meltzer driver, and pretty much things broke down as the Young Bucks picked him up and hit the Meltzer driver, and the fans in shock are seeing Tony Khan actually getting physical in the ring, but being an on-screen character. And then, of course, the announcers team was hyped up. Taz looked like he was ready to leave the announcers table and be involved. But it took a long beat before referee Bryce came out, and the ringside medics came to the ring to check on Tony Khan. And Elite proceeded to pose in the ring as one of the Bucks said, "It's time to change the world." And he thanked everyone for coming as referee Aubrey Everett, and most of them told him to leave from there. But then also the bunch of babyfaces came down belated to the situation to check on Tony Khan. And then we saw his dad, Shad Khan, initially come down, which was the first initial time that we had Tony Khan's father being involved in the AEW ring. But things initially broke down as the show had ended. But I look forward to seeing where this initially leads to. Are the Elite initially now officially the NWO style, or the Bullet Club initially now just going to business for their own self of wanting to take over the whole entire AEW? And what is going to be Tony Khan's initial feedback? Is he going to come in back with a neck brace, do like the old Vince McMahon style of having the whole entire cell like he's fully injured or paralyzed now? And who's going to be the Avengers when it comes to situation? We know Kenny Omega's initially making his return as well. Hangman's coming back, but I feel like he's going to side with the Elite basically on his heel run, and we'll look forward to seeing how that initially turns out. Then we got FTR, who initially can be involved, along with Eddie Kingston and Pac, who have had their direct issues when it comes to the Elite as well. But I look forward to seeing all these players being involved as things continue to progress with the Elite and Tony Khan's storyline, along with Kenny Omega making his return, which we know is going to be great television, period, when it comes to AEW. But I appreciate you guys coming through to show your love and support, and I want to know your guys' point of view, your comments and concerns when it comes to everything. But as well, don't forget to post your comments down below, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.